Okay, are we going? Oh yeah, awesome. Uh, Today I'm going to do some modding on a mod I'm making for Lost Technology, which if you don't know what Lost Technology is, it's a game on Steam. Load up real quick. Basically, it's a strategy game with a whole bunch of characters, and it's very it was an original game made in Japan by this one guy. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it's based off of a game named Varen, like a program named Varen. And then Lost Technology came about afterwards when they took the files of the game and did it. I don't know. That's a brief introduction about what I know about it. And we're going to be modding it today. Now, I've already done some changes, as you can see. But the regular game will look like... Ooh. It loads up. The regular game will look like this. This is Lost Technology. And you have a map. You have a whole bunch of little places on the map with a bunch of factions as well. You can click on them, you can see, you know, the map sprites. These are the sprites that are going to be displayed in battles and such. This is their portrait, basically. And then they have a description for each character. And this is for each faction on the map. So what I'm doing currently, the project I'm working on, is I'm just porting over Fire Emblem Fates assets, because I like Fire Emblem Fates. And I've pretty much copied everything, and I'm remaking it. So we have some characters already that I made. These are Wanderers, so these are characters without a faction. If I click on Nor, we'll have some faction members here too. And I've already done like Garen and stuff. You have the description, you have the portrait, you have their map sprites here. You also see that they have skills and stuff. Now I haven't made a custom class for Garen yet, so right now he's a laborer. And Baruka, she's a dragon tamer. That's not a custom class either. That's a class that's made in Lost Technology already. I'm just using it because it fits her since she's a Wyvern Rider. We also have some cavalry units. I also use the Imperial Cavalry, which was made in Lost Technology, but I haven't made a custom class for it yet. And then we have a whole bunch of other people I ported over. Some of them have portraits, some of them don't. There's Corin. But most of them all have the Laborer class. So today I think I'm going to be messing with the classes and the units and probably adding some more portraits and maybe adding some spots onto the map to show how to do that. So look at a unit, we're going to go to, I have Visual Studio, which is what I'm going to use to edit. But I'll also be looking in the Lost Technology files. And if you want to know how to get there, just go to your Steam, go to your library if you have it downloaded, properties, installed files, browse, and it will open up. Now these are where you're going to put your mods and whatever stuff. For Lost Technology, inside Lost Technology you have another folder called Lost Technology. And this is basically the folder of your original game. And your characters are going to be in the script, official, and they're going to be in the unit.dat file. Now for my mod that I'm working on today, I already have a unit.dat file for me in my scripts, official, unit.dat. And again, this game is, Lost Technology is based off a game called Varen, or Varen Tuga, I think. I forget, Japanese translation, kind of weird. But yeah, their system is a bit different than Lost Technology. I think Lost Technology kind of expanded on Varen Tuga and updated some of its systems. I don't know the specifics, but it's not going to be exactly the same as Varen Tuga, but they're pretty much the same. So if you need to look up a wiki or anything, most of the wikis are in Japanese. See, I pulled up the wiki here. and this basically gives you some coding help, which I can show later on. But I use a Google Translate app just to translate it all, so I can understand what does what. We'll mess with that later. For now, we're just going to focus on units. So I'm going to my unit.dat folder, or file. And you can see that I have some units here. Let me go down to where I've been editing. Okay. If I go up all the way, let me scroll again. Okay. So this is where the Nor characters start. Where I'm at. Let me open. Okay. Actually, let me put on some music. We got to do some music. Okay. Now that we're working on a character, we have Garen here. Garen's a unit in the game. Garen appears in the Kingdom of Nor. Here's Garen. Garen is defined here. This is where the unit, where we can change like their face pictures, the image pictures, all that stuff, and then you can change their stats, their class. So this class is a laborer class, I'm pretty sure. So that'll make him a laborer. We're going to want to change his class later on because Garen in Fire Emblem Fates is not a laborer. He also has the skills here, yeah, the stats. Learn skills at a certain level, like at level 10 he'll learn Musket 2, level 20 he'll learn Musket 3. If you've played Lost Technology, you'll know that I've probably used a Musket class. I think I used Lars, actually, for base for Garen. Yeah, even voice type Lars, so I used Lars here. Let me just change that to Garen when I eventually add voices. But to change a class, we're going to have to go to class stat. The class stat is in the same file location as unit dat. So, okay, we're in unit, or class stat now. We're going to want to change Yo1. Okay. So here's class Ys01, which this is the laborer. You'll notice that they have stats in here too. So the unit and the class has individual stats. And the reason why it's like this is because you'll hire troops, and those troops will be based off the class. But you can also have a character based on the class, and you can add stats to override it. If you don't add stats, I'm pretty sure it just doesn't override anything, and you use the class stats here. But since we're going to make our a new class, I'm just going to copy Yo1. Let me make sure I haven't made any more classes. Or nope. Okay. I'm just gonna put more classes. The double dashes is basically to comment out stuff. It makes everything a bit easier to read and organized. It's especially good if you're trying to make a total conversion mod, or maybe even like a small mod, just to know what you're changing. So it's a good practice to do if you're making a mod, just to know where your stuff is, compared to all the mess that is everything else. And I put Nor there, so if I ever lose my space like now, I can just do Control F, or go to where Nor classes are. Now, if we look on the wiki, here, we're gonna want to look for, let me open up a new tab. Fire Emblem Fates, Garen. We'll find Garen here. I'm using the wiki basically to base all my stuff off of, because I don't want to go into the game every time to check anything. It's pretty accurate, pretty much every single time. We'll see that the starting class for Garen is Norion King, Blight Dragon, Empty Vessel. Now, Norion King, I'm going to look at that. That's Garen's base stat. Basically what he is when he's not promoted or anything, which is fine. I want Norion King. So we're going to make our class Norion King. So for Norian King, I'm gonna do NK just for Norian and then King. NK. NK. I'm replacing all the YO. Okay. Now you'll notice that we have a 1 after our NK1. Our NK will have a 1. And what that means basically is the tier of unit we have. So this is the first tier. If you look down here, it'll say change. Change NK2 looks like a time symbol 10. Now, as far as I know, basically this time symbol just basically says that this 10, whenever they are level 10, they will change it to NK2. I don't quite know the specifics on how their formatting works, but apparently that works. So I'm not going to mess with it or try to figure it out. Just going to accept it and move on. So what we'll do is we'll go over back to Garen. We'll do Norian King. That's his class. That should change his class. But we're not done yet, because we just made the definition for it. We didn't do anything else. And since we just did the definition for it, the game doesn't even know what a Norian King is. It just knows NK1. So what we're going to need to do is go into our detail file. No, not detail, sorry. It should be text. Class. Okay, it's under the text file and class. So if we look underneath our folder, you'll find that in text, and then class english.dat. So we're going to class.english.dat. I'm gonna make sure that's kept open. We're gonna look for yo, or actually, is there a Nor already? Oh yeah, so I'm already making Norian classes here. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this. So I already made a Norian class. But this is gonna be Norian King. And remember, ours is NK. And the base thing here is we're basing our class off of what is called the base. And the base class, if I can find it, I can't. Okay. In unit, I think I can find it. Oh yeah. At the very beginning, there's something called the unit base. And the unit base is what's going to set all the units. You don't really need to know much about it or change anything about it. In fact, you shouldn't change it. It's really just a reference point for everything else. The other classes will reference base and all. So NK1 is referencing base. We're just changing the name of the base class that our thing is referenced on to Norian King. And then everything else, we're just overriding what base is, but keeping it underneath this reference point. So now that's done, I'm going to save. I'm going to close out of my game. I'm going to reopen it. Fire Emblem Fates. Yes. Now that's open. I'm going to go hard mode. Fates. Okay. And you'll see that the class has changed. Our class is now Norian King. Now that we've done that, you'll notice his stats haven't changed yet. I haven't done anything to the class yet. Really, the only difference now between him and a laborer is the name is different. So we'll have to change his stuff. Now for now, I don't think... Okay, yeah. He does have some class skill stuff. I don't really want any skills right now, so I'm going to comment it out. We're also going to go back to Garen. I need to find Garen. Garen. And you'll see he'll have all of his skills right here. So these are the skills he starts out with. I really don't care for any of them right now. So I'm going to delete all of them and just comment out the skill for now. You'll also see that he learns skills too. I'm going to comment out those for now and delete. And I'm going to comment out the leader skill too and delete. Okay. I don't think I need... I'm not gonna mess with this either. I'm trying to remember what these do, but I don't think those are relevant for what we're doing, so you could probably get rid of that if you do, but I'm gonna keep it in just in case. Okay. Okay. This is his class and this is his staff. We're gonna talk about this for a second. His class is what is Nohrian King, right? That's the NK1. That's what he is. He's a Nohrian King. The staff is what he can hire, I'm pretty sure. So he can hire anyone that's a human, anyone that's an MU1, which I think MU1 is a class for Musketeer. Y01 is the class name for the Laborers. So right now, he can hire Musketeers and Laborers. We don't want to make it where he can hire Nohrian Kings, because that's an exclusive class for Garen. So it'd be kind of weird for a king to hire multiple kings to be in his party. We also have Friend and Mercenary. Friend, I'm pretty sure means he can hire characters that have this tag. So if someone else is a Musketeer, like their class is a Musketeer, he can hire them to their faction. Mercenary, I'm pretty sure means that he can buy them with money, I'm pretty sure. Or that he can hold them in their... Okay, wait. I think that means you can hire people that have the class Mercenary, or Musketeer. And staff is where you can actually put them in your party. Right, that makes sense. So we'll keep this for now. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Musketeer, because I don't really care for Musketeer. Instead, I'm just going to do Laborers. Okay. Okay. Now let's see if our changes have taken effect. Man, this is really menacing music. I'm gonna restart this. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I need some more peaceful. It's fun jamming to this, but it's a bit too much. Just for some background music. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Now let's just check that our changes have been made. So you'll notice that compared to Baruka, he has no skills. He is blank, which is what we want for now. That means our changes took effect, and we're good to move on. Let me make sure the stream is up, just so I can see what I'm doing. Oh no, I don't need Garen. Oops. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I'm being very unprofessional. It's been a while since I last streamed, so I'm trying to get back into the groove. Okay. Now let's add some skills. Now, we're gonna want to add some skills that are the Nohrian King skill. I don't know if he actually has any unique skills for him. I don't think so. At least not for his class, but for Garen, Fire Emblem Fates. If you hear some banging in the background, it's currently 4th of July, or it's the day after. People are still shooting fireworks. Okay. Skills. Is this? This is what you would call it? Heroes. I want skills for the game. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So he is Draconic Hex and Dragon Skin. I think that's mostly what he has. In this one, he has Armored Blow, Warding Blow, and Dragon Skin. But basically, Draconic Hex and Dragon Skin is what we're going to be doing. Let's look at Draconic Hex first. Draconic Hex. Blech. When a user fights an enemy, no matter if they initiated the combat or the battle, after the battle, if both units survive, the enemy will suffer a -4 to all other stats. These stat reductions do not stack on existing stat reductions. Oh, okay. So it's basically a debuff. We can do a debuff, but that's a bit more work. I don't quite remember how to finagle with all that. Dragon Skin. Dragon Skin halves all damage taken by the user and also prevents opposing units from activating counter or lethality. Used by Grima on all difficulties in the final chapter of Future Past. Okay. So this is from Awakening. Okay. Or it debuted in Awakening, but it's also in Fate. Fates, all final forms of the Gato will deal 3/4 and 1/2. Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. So basically, it has damage. I'm not sure how to do that in Lost Technology, but we could probably make a skill that increases defense. Okay. Now, we're going to be messing with skills. We'll look in our... Okay. We have another folder called Skills. If you'll look... Official, we have a thing called Skill. We have a whole bunch of files. Now, it's a bit daunting because you may not know where to look for the certain skill you're looking for if you're going to reference a skill anyways. And I kind of don't either. So it's kind of a guessing game. There is, like, they are organized. I just don't know how they are organized. But I think the last thing I edited was this one. LS. ITLS. Yes, I already started working on Adventures. Now... okay. We're just going to use right here. We're going to do Norian King skills. So we're going to look for defensive things, since that's what our current thing is buffing. Actually, this is a good skill right here, Muscle. So Muscle is a flat buff to HP, attack, and defense. The time is 10. Now time is basically how much it's buffing it by. I don't know why it's called time, but it is. So let's copy Muscle. So we'll call this, where is it? Dragon Skin. I'll just copy and paste that. Dragon Skin. Keep it lowercase, just to keep everything consistent. You may be like, oh, well, you should uppercase it because it'll show up in the game as lowercase. Not necessarily. We created the skill, but we still have to make a text file, like the same thing we did with our classes. So this isn't the name that's going to be showed up in the game. You can actually do whatever name you want, as long as you remember that this is the skill you're referencing. So I could even call this DS, or just Dragon Skin. So we're just going to do defense. I think time is basically, for defense, it's just increased by a set amount. So we're going to do maybe like 50. Oops. 50. Dragon Skin will increase defense by 50. Copy it. We'll go to our unit, or actually we're going to go to our class. Then we'll put in skill, Dragon Skin. Then we can uncomment it out. Now we don't have to put the skill, Dragon Skin, in our unit. The reason being is because we're doing it from the class, remember? We're not overriding anything here. If we leave the skill blank, we're just going to inherit the skills from the class. And even if you do put something in your skills thing, you'll still inherit your class skills too, But if you want to remove those skills, you can. There's another, what it's called, delete skill, that I'm pretty sure will delete skills if you don't want to inherit from it. You may ask, like, why would you do that? Well, if your unique class is using like a bandit, bandits may use an axe or a sword or something. But if you don't want your character, that like a special character that you're making, not to use an axe or sword, you can instead delete the axe and sword, instead use a spear. That's what you can use delete skill for. If you care to do that. Now we're gonna use Dragon Scale. We made it. It should work, I'm pretty sure now, but we still want to give it a name. So we're gonna go to detail, not detail. Text. Yes, that's where we were at last time. We'll go to skill English. We have all this stuff to look through. Skill LS. So let's look for muscle, because that was the one we right. You'll see it's right here, muscle. I'll copy it. I'm gonna go to the very it's actually right up at the top. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it here. So our skill name is Dragon Scale. So this is where you capitalize it, and that's what's going to show up in the game. And this is the help, basically the description of your skill. And we can just call it like, hold on, what's a good description? Dragon skin. Oh, I don't know. Defensive dragon skin. That's not a good description, but it's a work in progress. I'll mess with it later. And just to keep everything organized, we'll use the paste. Okay. So we've done that. Now it should have a name. I guess we'll see if it's gonna show up. Hard. Dates. Okay, we're gonna click on Nor. You'll notice that he has a black spot where his skills are, and that's okay. Basically, that means his skill is active, but we don't have an icon for it. So we'll click play. Nope, we won't watch opening. Okay, I want to check out his skill. So I'm going to click on him. You'll see it says personal skill, use on self. Dragon skill, defensive dragon skill. Type defense up, boost by 50%. Okay, so the time, I thought it was a base number, but no, it's percentage. So if you look at our defense, it's 107 out of 71. Now, I'm not sure if that is actually 50%, is it? Well, it might be. 71 divided by 2, add that, probably, it's around 107, sure. So it did it. We added a percent bonus to our defense. And 50% is quite a lot. Maybe I'll lower that a bit. I'll do like 35. But it works. Now we want to do an icon for our skill. Okay, so our icon is going to be here. Our icon is going to be called Dragon Skin PNG. We have the picture of Dragon Skin here. So right here, yeah. Can I? Yes, I can use this. So the wiki has a lot of useful assets and resources, and this is one of them. You can actually like drag out the skill. So now this really only pertains to my mod, but if you have another total conversion that has a big wiki for it, that you're like basically porting assets over, this would be very helpful. So I'm gonna go to Lost Technology. I think I am an icon, that's where I'm gonna put it. Yes. So I already have some stuff. These are resources. These aren't actually icons, but they have a whole bunch of icons that I just take out using like PaintNet or something and use. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and put it in. So I put this into my folder. Where did it? Okay, dragon skin. Now we're gonna open this up. I'm gonna use PaintNet. Okay, so it's a WEBP. I forget what that web page file thing. I don't know. It's a weird file type. I want to save it as a PNG. PNG. Dragon skin. Okay. Is it centered? That's a bit more centered to me. I think that looks a bit more centered. I could be totally wrong, but that looks a bit centered. Okay. So you'll notice that the resolution, or like the dimensions of this picture, is 24 by 24. I think 24 by 24 is what we need for icons in the game, in Lost Technology. So we're not going to change anything with it for now. I think that's fine. I'm going to delete this file because I don't need that anymore. So now that we have that in there, you'll the name is dragonskin.png, which should be the same as our icon thing in our skill, dragonskin.png. And open it up. Our game, prolong. Okay, look. So it looks like we have the skill in the game, but the background is black. We don't necessarily want that, I don't think. Maybe it's black by default. Well, okay, it's in the game. So now our custom skill is working. Okay, dragon skin. And you'll notice that no other unit has dragon skin. Awesome. We'll go ahead and add a placeholder for the other skill, which is Draconic Hex. So we'll do the same thing as we did with dragon skin. Copy, paste, Draconic Hex. I think that's how you spell it. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I did, I think. Copy, paste. Basically, I'm pasting over all the stuff. The sort keys, I think they are supposed to be different, so I may just give it a random number. Hopefully it's not taken. There is another skill that, since I copied and pasted this, they have the same sort key, but I'm pretty sure you should keep them different. I'm not really sure what the sort key is for. I could look it up, but if it's not causing problems, I'm not gonna or mess with anything too much. So I'll leave it as 75 or 755 and 756. Now let's go to LS. So this is good. Draconic Hex. Now this one, I'm going to put a space in between. Debuffing Hex. That's not a real description. I'll add more later, but it should work for our use. Next thing we want to do is add it. So whenever you're adding a skill, and like the skill thing for like a class or a unit, you want to do a comma, space. I don't even think you need to do a space, but Draconic Hex. Yep. Is that? Oh, I've been spelling it wrong. Draconic. I'm doing Dragonic. I wasn't spelling it right. I'm just gonna fix that because that will drive me crazy. What I get for rushing it. So Draconic. Shoot. 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 Okay, awesome. Ooh, I think that's it. Yeah. Now, we're just gonna go back into the wiki. I'm gonna click on the image. Oh no, that's the other one. Oops. Draconic Hex. Pull up our images. I'm gonna drag this over into this file. Can't see it because I have it opened slightly on a page. Just minimize and, or not minimize, but decrease the dimensions of your browser. You can throw it in there. Okay. So we're gonna call it Draconic Hex. Oh shoot, and it's the web extension. We want to change that. PNG. PNG. Yep. Save. Cool. I'm gonna get rid of that. Delete. Cool. Now we got two. Exit out of Fates. Back into Fates. Okay. And notice we'll have two skills. I think there is a way to do transparency with this. Because you see the black borders around the skills. I don't want that. I really don't. I think there is a way. Let me test something. Oh. Okay. I think if I do a smart thing, not smart, it could be stupid. I'm gonna use the magic wand, select everything that's not my image, and I'm gonna go completely black with it. Save. Okay. I think I remember doing this for another image, for my flags basically in the part. No, I don't think it did anything. Oh well, I guess they're just supposed to be have a black border. That's kind of upsetting. Oh well, just leave it be. There probably is a way to make it where it is transparent. Nothing really I care to learn about right now. Okay, so now we have two custom skills. Nope. Okay. Another thing. Oh yeah. Okay. See the class, the party that's with Garen. We have Norian Kings, which is not what we want. Okay. I think I know. Class member. Let's get rid of this. Because I think that basically starts anyone with that class, the full squad. I think that's what it does. Let's see. Okay. Cancel. Oh. Yes, I am correct. So, King Garen no longer has like a posse of other Norian kings. but with my guess, I've never done this before, but I'm sure we can. Is actually make this Yo 1. Which Yo is the laborer class. Hard game. Bits, whatever. Nope. Nope. Yes. So now King Garen has laborers in this party, starting in the game. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Okay. Now that we're kind of messing with this, we want to get rid of these laborers and replace them with someone else. What I'm thinking is mercenaries. I can't spell. Mercenary. Okay. We want to look fates. Okay. We don't even need any of this actually. I'm using another resource place from the Spiders resource. They have a whole bunch of fate stuff, which is nice. I think we can find mercenaries in here. Yes, mercenary. So here's the head for the mercenary. Next thing we're gonna need is the body. Looking for M. Mercenary male. Cool. Now we have the head and the body. You're not gonna probably have to do this for your mod, but since all of the sprites are already made for me, since I'm doing a port of fates, I'm just using them. Now, you can make your own images and that'll work fine. See, in this thing I have basically all the images of the units I want to use in my game. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this over here, putting these in that file. So basically I just downloaded this whole image. I'm going to open it up in Paint. Let me get the other side of the image too. Add as layer. Okay. Now, what am I play? Oh, excuse me. Sneeze. Okay. Let's go. I'll use the blue. Bump. Okay. And is that green? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to use blue here too. I'm just going to get it to where they're in a 32 by 32 dimension. That way I can canvas size do 32 by 32. 32 by 32 is what most of your sprites are going to be, and you can do bigger if you want. But as I know, there is a limit actually to how much dimensions you can have for your units in your file. You can have, with all your units combined, you have a certain amount of dimension. You can use space. To put his head. Do I put his head like that? Like that. I think like that. Okay. Let me just copy this because I know I'm not going to spell mercenary right for some reason. Well, because I'm illiterate. That's why. Actually, I'm going to do Yo 1 because that is what I'm replacing. Yo 1. I'll save. Okay. Flat. So this is our mercenary. Cool, cool. I can delete these two things now because I made them. Delete these areas. Yo one. Now I'm using a tool. Sorry, I should probably explain. I'm using a tool right now to put them in because your images that you're going to put into your game for your units are going to be compressed into these image.dat files. And I have a tool. If you look on Varantuga wiki, I think you can find it. It's all in Japanese, so you may have to look for it. I may have another video to show it later, but here's a whole bunch of Lost Technology sprites, and I'm adding some of mine. So if we look in the Y section somewhere, Yo 1. So our Yo 1 overrided their Yo 1, which is okay, that's fine, I don't care. I'm just gonna save it. Yep, sure, that's good. And then save my DAT. So now these DATs are saved. And you may be wondering, where do I put these DAT files if I do all this stuff? You just go to your mod folder, you go into images, and you'll see that the images also have these DAT files. And all you're gonna do is copy and paste your DAT. And I think all you really need is the image.dat. You don't need these three, but I'm gonna copy and paste them over anyways. Oops. You just paste them in. Replace them. Cool, that's fine. Exit. We'll open up the game. And since I overrided a class picture that was already there in the game, it should just override. I shouldn't have to do anything fancy. That's what I'm saying. Yep. Yep. Yep, see, look. There is our units. So these are all mercenaries. Cool. Now if we look, yep. So the thing we made, the picture we made is now in here. And then again, you can pretty much make any sprite you want within the confines of 24x24, or go bigger if you want, as long as you stay underneath a certain dimensions. I don't know, but it should fit in here, and you'll get it as your class unit, depending on the file name of it. So I did Yo1, which is what they use in the classes. Look at that. So they use Yo1. Oh, what did I do? Okay. That's fine. No, I don't need that. Yo1. Okay. So the image it uses is Yo1, and the image, you don't have to do any like .png or extension thing for that because it's embedded into that file, embedded into your image.dat, and it finds it, and I don't quite understand it. Some Japanese man probably could tell you why they did it. I don't. It's like that. I think in Varantuga, like the original game, they don't have a compressed thing like that. You can just have them loosely in there. But I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert. But we have it now. Cool. Cool. Let's do it with Garen. Okay, I gotta take a drink. Okay. Now that we've done Garen, we can move on to Hans. Hans also isn't a laborer. So let's look up Hans. Yeah. Fire Emblem, Fates, Hans. We can get rid of Garen's. Now we'll see their starting class is Berserker. I don't think I have Berserker. I don't think so. No. So what we're gonna do now is actually make it. I think this is a skill, so I'm gonna go to class stat first. So we'll go to our Northern King one. We'll just copy it. Okay, yeah. Also, we don't want our Northern King to level up because we don't have a class after it. So I'm just gonna take out that. We'll probably make some upgrade classes later. But Northern King doesn't really need it. Okay, next class we're gonna make is the Berserker. So we'll just call it BS. As long as there's no other BS's. Okay, cool. BS. Yes. BS. BS does not have these. Take out the skills for now. No skills for you. Credit class data. Berserker. Make sure I spell that right. Like it. Probably not. Oop, copy. Berserker. Did I spell it right? I did spell it right. Cool. Okay, so it's renamed. Oh shoot. BS, copy, sure, that's all fine. Go to unit. Go to Hans. His class is Berserker. Cool. Okay. Arm plates, we'll open it back up. Yep. Ooh. So we have an error in our class English.dat. That's fine, that's fine. What did I do? Ah, yes, I see. So I actually kept this named as that. Luckily, it won't start because that would have been a weird thing to look for. Yes, okay, cool. That should fix it. Our game, dates. Cool, cool. Now we'll see that Hans is a Berserker. Is worked. Next thing we'll do is work on his skills. Once again, I'm going to go here. We're going to look through the Berserker skills. Fast skill. So 14, pretty sure is the... Yeah. 14 is our Fire Emblem. So they have Rally Strength, Axe Flare, Critical 20, Critical of 8. Okay, okay. Rally Strength, that's a fun skill. Let me... really just need the image. I'm not gonna do anything crazy yet, I don't. Rally Strength. This is just a skill, really. I'm not gonna put underneath Norian skill. Not really an exclusive Norian skill. Neither is Dragon Skin or Draconic Eggs, really. Well, I think only really Corn and Garrett do get to use that. These skills. Oh. So we're doing Rally Strength. Okay. Rally Strength. Okay. Go ahead and go in. Copy Rally Strength just to make sure I'm writing it right. We'll just keep the help as the same as the name until we get back to it. I'm really no rush to get it done. I'll work on all the fluff another day. Now that we've done that, we'll go in here. Okay, now it's time to actually make the skill. And we're basically doing the process all over again. Rally strength. This is not a defensive thing. I think I can do strength here, or maybe attack. Alright. I think that'll work. Which, this is a rally strength. I'm pretty sure what rally strength does in Fates is you can give a buff to strength or attack and do the units adjacent to you or something like that. A radius by 3, yeah. Yeah, increases the strength, okay. Which this is not what that does, but we could do a cool buff skill later. I'm not gonna mess with it because I've never made a cool buff skill before. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Icon. We're gonna port the rally strength. Break that open, throw it in. Okay. Cool, rally strength. We're gonna change it from a whip to a PNG. Save. Okay, cool. Get rid of this. Don't need it. Have rally strength PNG. Is it? Did I do everything? Let me check. I think I did everything I needed to. Ooh, I can't tell. No, I don't think I added it, did I? To his class. I made the skill, but I didn't add it to his class. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. Unit, Hans. Get rid of all of the skills. He has no skill. Get rid of his learning, leader. Open it back up. Go to Fates. Working it out. Our game. Blog. Odode. Okay. Now, he has it. Cool. Place Hans. He's a retainer. Okay, I don't know why those are there. We'll look at that later. Personal strength, rally strength. Okay, attack boost up by 10%. Fine. That applied to no. Okay, it's just on him. We'll make it later. There's certain items in Lost Technology that actually are a buffing item. Not sure if any of these guys have it. Any. Okay, that'll work for now. I need to figure out what these things are here for. Go to spot. Garn. Oh, did I add units that don't have? Is that what I did? Is that why there's blanks in the roster? Let's look up Danielle. Daniela. I should have her. She should be in there, right? Sorry, I'm just doing. I'm doing some debugging at the moment. Okay. Zola's here. Danielle is here too. I need to add her portrait and stuff. That's it. Sure. What are these two blanks? I have no idea. I'll figure it out later, I guess. Okay. Right now the Hoshidans, the AI faction I have over here, they also have mercenaries, which we're gonna have to fix because I don't want them to have mercenaries. That's a Norian exclusive unit. We also have the Ice Tribe territory down here, which they get Ice Mages, that's fine. We'll have to clean up their portraits and add in Fire and Fates, I don't know, or Emblem Fates portraits. We'll do a little practice run. I think the Norians are a bit overpowered compared to Hoshidans. We don't want these blank people. Throw them away over here. Lovecorn, Gunter, and Frederick. Sure. We'll actually have the rest of these people. Then we'll attack on the next turn. Now, since I ported the assets from Lost Technology into my mod tools, I think they kind of messed up some stuff, because these black borders around these icons were originally supposed to be transparent, but now they're not. Which I'm going to remake them all anyways. It's a total conversion mod, but... Okay, here we go. I need to... we can also have these deploy. Yeah, see, especially here in the battle maps, it's a bit janky. Let's square formation. But we'll see that our units are working. Look at them, they're amazing. So all the mercenaries are here. Okay, let me make sure my okay, sorry, I was checking something on the stream. Okay. So they have 13,000, I have 30,000. It's most likely because I have a lot more characters than Noshido right now. Next thing I'm gonna do, I think, is change the cavalry and actually give them icons. And also, like, remove the crazy skills from the units. Yeah, and then add some text. Okay. It's a mess to look at right now. Seems like the numbers are also... I don't know if the numbers had black backgrounds before. I guess I'll have to mess with that too. Wonder. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I need to fix. Oh, here comes reinforcements. It's Yukimaro. Okay. Oh, they got musketeers. Xander is attacking. Hunter. Oh yeah. Yeah. Next thing I'll do is cavalry troops. So I think the base unit is Cavalier. Cavalier. Search. Yeah, Cavalier's the first. I'm pretty sure. So let me look for a Cavalier portrait. Not a portrait, but a, yeah, Cavalier. Cavalier, just male, fine. Yes. We're going to do the same thing we did with the mercenary, the Cavalier instead. Oop. Okay. Gonna get the head and the body portrait on the same. This is a bit weird. Bodies. I like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, that's weird. I've never seen a portrait like that. Is it because it didn't? Sorry, I don't know. Let me just throw this in here. Okay. Yes, yeah, yes. Alright, alright. Well done, Seth. 32 by 32. Bring our horsey down. That's fine. Bring the head over. I think like that. So, make sure I get the name. File, save as, PNG, Cavalier. Make sure it's lowercase. Save. Button. Awesome. Now we have Cavalier. Okay, okay. Now we're gonna rebuild our. Oh shoot. God, we can't give it Cavalier really. Let me look at Xander real quick. His class is EMK. I think it's like Imperial Knight or something. Yeah, Imperial Cavalry Recruit. So what we're gonna do actually is go for image, find Cavalier. Where is he? He's gonna be our new EMK one. So then again, you can rename it whatever you want as long as you do the correct formatting whenever you're referencing and documenting him in the mod files. But this will work for now. Where'd he go? Okay, EMK one. We're just gonna jar. So where is he? He's in EMK1. There he is. So there's our Cavalier. we'll go ahead and save that, and then we'll save it to the image dat. Guess it's adding it. Icon, image. We'll go to the image map. Cool. Copy. Paste. Place. Awesome. Now, just come back into it. If you look, our cavalry units have been replaced. But they can still upgrade into the other portraits that we don't really care to use or we want them to use. What we're just gonna call this. Oops. Cal. Spell it right, I know. Copy. Then paste. Cavalier. BMK1. So I'm thinking we don't want this to change, at least not yet. So I guess I can do this. That's fine. I think that's okay for now. Don't need to. Oh, yeah. Our cavalry units are now called Cavalier. Awesome, awesome. Now their skills are a bit whacked because I based it off of super strong guy and what was his name? I forget. So if we look at she's a Cavalier. She has a whole bunch of skills that she doesn't really need. Yeah. I mean, she could use violent. Actually, kind of fitting. Harry's kind of violent. So I can get rid of that. Cavalry range. Oh, do cavalry have different ranges? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, well that's fine for now. There's also the other units that need changing, but care for now. Yeah, like Ashura. Oh, that's not Ashura, that's Silas. Why is... Okay, let me fix that. We're gonna have to look for that and unit English. Look for Silas as the name Shura. Probably because I use Shura as a template. Oh, Silas. Cool, cool. We're all gravy now. Now that we've done all that, I think I might have a break from all this unit non. I rename them. Okay. Okay, the mercenaries are still called laborer. I don't want that. So we'll go into class English. Look for yellow one. Person. Cool. Awesome. Now there should be named mercenary. I don't know how I missed that. We got Duke to do that. But after we do that, I think I might work on some story stuff and show you how to do text boxes and all that fun stuff. Events, really, is what I'm going to be focusing. Yeah, mercenary, Norian King, Berserker, mercenary. Iogo is not a mercenary. He's a magic class sorcerer, I think. We'll have to make a sorcerer class later. I don't want to deal with it right now, because I've been doing too much class stuff. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to be doing events. Now events are a bit different from everything we've been doing. They're underneath, events are underneath which file, I forget. They're in Fates, they're in Script, they're in Official, they're in the Event tab. Now you'll notice that we'll have a whole bunch of stuff here. And again, this is from Lost Technology. I've poured a lot of, pretty much used it as a base. So a lot of this event stuff is from nations that aren't going to be used. Like Gug, Lion, Macken, Musket, Nald, and yeah, all that. I have Shura, Garen, and Korn, I think. Korn. Those are ones I've added. So I'm not going to be using these other ones. In fact, the only reason why these are in here is because I use them as a quick reference for events. What we are going to be keeping is the event control.dat. You're going to need to have this or like another file that acts like a event control.dat. And the reason it's special is because this is where we're going to be firing our events from. Let me find Lost Technology, Script, let me open Script, Official, Event, okay. Control. So this is the main file that is going to launch all our events. We look at the top. Story World Map Event. R1, this is for free. We don't care about that. We care about World Map Event Scenario 1. Which is basically, let me from Fates. Hard mode, see it says select scenario. This is scenario 1. Free mode scenario is down here. We don't care about free mode. I'm not going to mess with free mode for now. I'm only focused about our scenario, first scenario. The scenarios have their own tab. Yeah, it's called SC1. You'll look at that later. We'll look at it later. I don't care. So this is the world map event for scenario 1, and this is contains in the event control.dat. Basically, yeah, everything in here went afire. So anything that's underneath that first, everything underneath these brackets, inside these brackets, is going to be what's happening. And I already have a few stuff, like I have Korn here. His events, which we got, are here. You have another .dat file for like your specific character or faction of it. So within the main brackets of this, I have Korn. If your player is Korn, then you'll basically get this right here, which this is a super simple. It's basically saying if this event right here has yet to be played, then it plays it. If it has been played, then it's going to return false, and this won't and everything inside this if statement won't shoot or fire. It won't be initiated. So this is really simple. Basically, the game will start. If my player's corn, it's going to go through this if statement right here. It's going to come out, and then it's going to check if this event has been fired yet. If it has not, it's going to fire it, or fire whatever is in this. But coincidentally, I have the event corn OP1 in here, so it'll fire event corn OP1. And then after it's done firing, it will check all of this again, and it will realize that it has been fired. So the yet corn OP1, it has been fired, so it'll say, okay, it's been fired already. It'll be false, and it'll skip through this if. And you can have other things within this if statement if you have other parameters you want to check, or you fire an if statement. A good example, like this one. So this one has yet this event must get EV31. So it checks if this event is fired yet, and these two and symbols make an and statement. It checks another event equals 0. Now whenever you equal 0, basically you're checking if this event has fired, and if it has fired, then it's like, okay, that's fine, you can fire it. Basically the opposite of a regular yet, I'm pretty sure is what it means. And then also it checks is Romer Hisa. Now, Hisa is another character in Lost Technology. Basically it's just checking if Hisa doesn't belong to a faction. Then it fires. So this is an if statement using 3 parameters. For our simple intro ones, which basically just happen at the start of the game, we're not going to use anything just like is player corn in. Which I already have it in, so we'll go ahead and see the difference that it made. If we choose a regular character like Baruka, we'll just click on her and we'll click confirm. And it just says that, it gives you that pop-up, but nothing else happened. But if we instead click on corn, we'll get this pop-up which says watch the opening. We'll click confirm, and then we'll get like our whole bunch of stuff. And I used Alcatraz. I think we also have some music. I don't like it. But basically we have text here. Cool. And my writing is awful. I'm kind of making some new lore and stuff. I'm not. I guess it's technically a fan fiction. It's cringy. Okay. But what we're really practicing here is how to do like talk events. So okay. In our corn opening 1, this is the event that's firing from our control. It says corn OP1. In our folder, corn OP1, this is where we define our event. Now, you don't have to have the events in any brackets. I think you can even throw this into really any folder, at least contained within the event. Or maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure how it works. But basically you don't need any brackets within it. You just define the event like this. You give the event a name. We'll have a whole bunch of stuff. Basically the scroll function scrolls to the character corn, shows the spot, which the spot is where the castle or where your place, wherever you're defining is. They'll scroll to this northern fortress, I think. No, it'll just show spot. So it'll highlight the northern fortress spot right here. This little circle right here. Then this will be a select cell dat watch opening, which this is that pop-up you saw that said watch opening, okay, or cancel. And we select. We'll get the watch opening, and I'm going to do cancel this. And you'll notice that typically you don't want really anything to pop up if it's on an event that with like watch opening. You typically don't have anything going on, but I do. Basically what I have is an if select dat equals 0. So it takes the select dat in that select function, and select dat is basic, or sel dat is its own variable. Checks if that variable is 0. Basically if you click cancel, it'll make that variable 0. So instead of going through all of the messages and stuff, it'll go through the if statement first. So we'll do everything in the if statement. And if you don't have a return here, it'll just go with everything else as well after doing. But I have a return here that returns from the event before it completes. So that way, if I do cancel it, I don't have to go through the whole thing again, if that makes sense. But what I have here, what shows up is a choice. And in Fire Emblem Fates, if you ever played like a new Fire Emblem game, you can create a character. Not in like the newest ones, I don't think you can create a character, but you can pick a boon and a bane. That's in Fates and Awakening. So I have a boon, basically a little button system, checks which button you. So I have core and choice. This is our variable. Once again, it's checked. And in this choice thing, like the select dat or the select. Basically, it gives us this number, but instead of OK and cancel, it'll give us multiple buttons. Here are the button names, and each name for this slot, it's slot 0, 1, slot 2. It doesn't matter what you name it, really. In fact, the names have no bearing on it. It's really just checking which button you press. So for Corn 0, it equals 0, that means you clicked health. For Corn 1, choice 1, clicked mana. You can rename this whatever, it's just text. But I have it where it'll add your HP, so it looks for your character in, increases your stat HP, increases by an amount, 500. Now I also have this for the Bane, where I do -5. So it increases it by a negative number, decreases. So we can do a boon of 500 health and a Bane of like 200 mana. Okay. We also have other events. And you'll notice that our MP is -200 now. That's because Corn started out with 0 NP and we decreased it by 200 Bane. His health is also increased by 500. That's just a little tutorial on the events, kind of see how they work, and they are pretty useful if you want to do some like in-game stuff. You can also do dialogue, which after here and all this stuff, this is from the Alcatraz faction, mostly. Yeah, from Lost Technology. Then we have talk function, which talk functions bring up the character. You do your character name. So I have Gunter. He says, "Shall we stop for today, Lord Corn?" And this text is displayed first. And we have an @ symbol after it. This @ symbol, basically, if we open up our thing, we'll click Corn again. Corn, cool. Once again, I am not a good writer. I don't claim to be. But I thought I'd have some fun. Okay. The music will start playing. Gunter's here. This text right here appears. Now the text right here appears, okay? But this text behind this @ symbol have not. This @ symbol basically like separates the text into different lines. Whenever I come back here and I click again, the next set of text will appear. And I kind of have that for everything. And of course this isn't formatted correctly. But yeah, basic point. And the reason music was being played is because we have this play BGM, basically play background. We have it E3. Now you can select your background music files. Which your music should be in BGM underneath your mod or whatever, and I think it'll take raw file. So it takes a raw MP3 file. Let me turn off my. have Lost here. Oh, that's not. I don't remember hearing that track. I think this might be from. Oh, okay. I don't ever remember hearing these tracks. But this is from Lost Technology, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So the one we're using is the EV3. So we'll look for EV3. That's the one that was playing. Cool, cool. That sounds fun. Now you can put in your own MP3 music in here as well. And it should work. I don't know. Lost Technology has always been with just raw files. You have happy music. I like that one. I'm trying to find a good one for the current scene that's happening. That's pretty. Wow, there's a lot of good music. I'm used to doing a lot of the repetitive stuff, mainly because I don't make my own mods and I don't have a lot of events that have cool music. Okay, well, I'll stop looking for. But basically, it plays the music you have. Then it has BG. This is the background appeared in the back. Now, for some reason, pretty sure image. That's for character. Image. Yeah, BG. So we have some BG. Now, in the first picture that we used, like a chair and like background stuff. For some reason, the Lost Technology files open is I don't know. But we can use a BG, but this one, DB Castus. This is also another. This is an image name used in Lost Technology. I just replaced it with this stuff, and a lot of characters use. Fix it. See if that changes. Oh, actually, now though, I'm gonna put back my music on. Nope. Oh shoot. I was supposed to watch the opening. That's what I wanted to do. Boring. Yep, confirm. Watch the opening. I'll go through all that. See, okay, now we have a new background. And we can mess with that all you want. You can throw raw image data and basically call it whatever you want, and you'll reference it and it'll appear in the background. I don't know really the dimensions on what background should be, but really anything you throw in there should be able to like fit. I think it'll either fit to the screen or it'll fit to like, or it'll stay the same size and the dimensions will just, I don't know, but I would experiment with. Let me take a drink real quick. Yay. We can probably start make our own event if we wanted to. We can copy this one. Event 1 and 2. Oh, did I mess up somewhere? Oh shoot, what? Oh, I messed up. The whole thing. Oh, my mouse is messing up. Get a new mouse. Not behaving terribly well. Okay. Now we're gonna get rid of all of this. Because it'll just be a simple event. We'll call this like foreign day off 1 or something. Yeah. I think that'll return out. Yep. Okay. Or fade out. I guess I only need fade out. Wow. Okay. Now, I have 2 events here. One event, the first one right here, is basically going to ask me if I want to watch it. So, a watch event. Day off. So it'll ask the players like that if you want to watch the event day off. If you click cancel, nothing will happen, it'll just return you back to the game. But if you let it go through this or you click OK, it'll bypass this, go to the font clear. I don't think you wait, mark, get the event. Which the event day off to is right here. Go next, make the background black, put this background as this image. The reason why we do the BCG black, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but if your image doesn't properly fit into the screen, it'll basically show the strategic map as the background. So it paints the whole background black. And then it does the image. And then the reason we do fade out is it'll fade out from the black and the image. And that way it'll return to the strategic map. If you don't do fade out, I'm pretty sure you'll be left with a black screen, which we don't want. So let me get rid of this text. Be like, it's a day off. Now you see this is text. Right here. But you also see we have our character here. Our Corrin's definition name in this one is called Corrin M, which is basically Corrin male. That's how I'm defining it. We have a comma here to separate it from the text. Now you'll also notice how I have a comma here. And you may think like, oh, that might cause a syntax error. Luckily, it only registers the first comma as the separating factor between the name and the text. Of course, you don't want to put a comma into your name, like if you make a unit name, because that would be a syntax error. So make sure there's no commas within like names or anything. And actually the talk names, you can do any name you want. You can even just do plain Corrin, but it won't show the character. So for this one, we are doing Corrin M. And we'll do, it's a nice day. And to make this appear, copy, we'll actually go into our event control we'll toss it right here for now. Copy this. Cut this. So this way it'll check if this event has been fired yet, and if not, it'll fire it. Now, we put this event before this event, before the opening. So that way this will fire first, because it is in the line of registry first. Go look, see if it does work. Hopefully. Hard game, log. Okay. Find coring. Watch opening. I don't. No. Messed up. Port. Okay. Oh, I forgot to save. That's why. So we make sure we save the file we're working on. Then we go back and do it. Okay, now you'll see we'll get the event day off. Click confirm. It's a day. am I tired? It's a day. So of course, if you're not as tired as me, you'll probably write something legible here. Like, the day off. Put a period at the end as well. This will appear on the screen. And then we can even add an at symbol and be like, wonder what I should do. Again, like I talked about that at symbol, it's going to separate the text and make it where you have to click 2 times to get through that one dialogue. Of course, you can also add multiple at signs within a text, and it'll make it where you have to click it multiple times to continue through it. It's day off. I wonder what I should do. Okay. So this is working right now. And whenever we click next, we just get returned to the game, and it goes through the whole event cycle again in the control thing. Which the next one is the opening. So for a proof of concept, we're just going to comment out everything that we don't need right now. And we'll run it through, and I'll show you that it actually comes back to the game. Click. And we're back in the game. Okay, great. Now that we've done that, we can add some stuff. So, events are funny things, because basically they're looking for parameters and they're looking for events to fire off, or like effects to fire off. I have this thing, which is just a whole bunch of file stuff basically you can use in. I want to look for like an add. Have some ad. I want money though. I like money. Okay, so we have add money. Let me do this. Again, our scope is going to be Quorum M. Then our money, we can do like 5. 5 is not a lot at all. But it'd be like, oh, I found a nickel. Oh, a nickel. Did I spell nickel right? I hope I did. It doesn't look about right. Nickel. Oh shoot, I didn't spell it. Oh no. That's embarrassing. Nickel. Oh. I think I would have passed English, but no, I didn't. No, I did pass. Remember anything. So it's like, oh, a nickel. And then I'll increase the money. Now this add money, it adds the money, but it doesn't really tell us that it added money. It just does it in the background. So we kind of want a way to show that it added money. A way we can do that is, let me look in another font. Let me check. I think I have a. I should be able to. Let me look in my other mod. There is a way to show it really nice. Script. Excuse me for a second while I do this. Event. Let me look in my Candia trading. Money. Okay. Money. Oh, okay. So this thing. Oop. Copy. Get out of here. Dialogue F. What this will do is it'll basically display mini events. Or like just text basically. So we'll just say foreign that has made 5 gold. Go back into Fates. Get the event again. Okay, well. He says, oh, a nickel. Look, it says, Corn has made 5 gold. That's the event. And you'll notice that we have 5 money. And you'll have to know that this doesn't actually do anything raw in the game, really. It doesn't add to any stats. This does. But without this, we wouldn't have really known that we made 5 gold. It would have said it in the text, sure, but like we wouldn't really notice any, unless you were looking, you wouldn't really tangible. So this just basically expresses that you did. It makes things a little bit easier to kind of tell a player like a certain thing. Like if you wanted to tell the player that there was a spot that, or like a certain event was going to happen within a certain amount of time, you do like, oh, Horn has to make this much money in this amount of time. We'll just let them. It's just easy to look at. Okay, what else? What else should we do? I'm actually tearing out my throat, typically. So hard to hold a conversation with yourself. Okay. Honestly, I think I'm kind of out of it. Continue. Stop here. But basically, what I've really done today is just to show you kind of what you can do with Lost Technology and its files and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. It's interesting. Try out modding. It's not hard. Editing, copying. Pretty much 90% of your coding is copy and paste, and just change parts about your code, make it work. And I mean, there is the image editing stuff, but honestly, if you want to just try out, right? So you can do that too. So look, this is the basic technology. this is with no changes. Stations are pretty map. They have choose a faction. Or find a different song. These aren't really good songs. That's fine. Okay, sure. So, basic Lost Technology, there's a ton of people. And, this is the basic map. There's 8 factions, I think? No, more than 8, right? 12. Something like that. Looks like 12. I made a mod recently. I haven't really done much to it in a while. But I originally called it Gunpowder Revolution because I was going to do like gunpowder stuff and add guns. And kind of have a little bit of fun with it. But basically I added some more factions. I added like the side factions basically that are in the game but you can't really play as. Like Thorianus, Solus, Pirate Outcasts, Undead Legion. I think Undead Legion I just added. That wasn't actually in there. The Mining Guild, Fairy Kingdom. You can do whatever you want. Make your own faction. Add units. You can even made like little your own little bases and spots like I did with the Total Conversion mod that you saw with Fates. And I've been really working on the Scandia Trading Company, which you'll see they have their own thing. We'll play. We have an opening. I don't remember what I said in the opening, so I'm not gonna play it. Just in case. I don't want the internet to know everything everything that I write. I don't want to be labeled as incompetent, so I'm gonna not. But yeah. These aren't typically player right off the bat. You can play them like in a Wanderer scenario, but they're not a faction in base. I think this Scandia outpost actually wasn't in the base game at all, and I just made it. The modding is really easy. It doesn't take much work. It's really just rinse and repeat until you get it, and once you get it, it's really easy to do. I hope you enjoyed just following me along on this little journey. It wasn't much of a journey, but just to show you what you can do. And me, I don't really have a script or a plot. Kind of just talking out of my butt right now. Not hard. I think that'll be it for today. I will talk more. My voice is already going out, and the music is not helping. But it's my first stream in a while, and I enjoyed it. And I'll throw it into the VOD channel on YouTube. Okay, I think I'm done. Another stream soon, maybe. We'll see. Have a good night.